So let's go to the next slide.
Yes, ma'am.
Christmas idioms.
Not necessarily all about Christmas, but some about winter. That'll be kind of fun too. For those of you that, by the way, those of you that were here and we talked about volcanoes, and the volcano in Iceland erupted about 12 or 13 hours ago. And this town that was in danger was at this point spared. But the volcano, instead of being a mountain, was a 6-kilometer long fissure in the ground where lava was spewing up for 6 kilometers. Pretty amazing. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Christmas comes but once a year means, let's take a look at that one.
Like, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wow.
So, Unetti, what does that mean?
Christmas only comes once a year, so enjoy it while it lasts. It
There you
means, ma'am, Christmas comes at once, and you should enjoy how much you want.
That's right. A fun holiday. So let's go to the next. Okay, Sartak, are you able to talk today?
Sarthak,
Yes,
are you
ma'am.
there?
Would you read this slide, please?
Yes, ma'am. Winter's solstice comes in the dead of winter. In the dead of winter really means.
Okay, who wants to guess what in the dead of winter really means?
I think it means like so much cold it may be, so it means like dead of winters. Like we are dying for our sunrise, maybe.
Okay, let's see what it really means. Uh-huh. You're right, when everything is cold and dark. Maybe the leaves aren't on the trees. What do you see in this picture?
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, the tree has shed all the leaves. There are no leaves on the tree. And there is snow everywhere.
Yeah. And of course, the days are darker. You know, we start, especially in the farther north you get, the longer the nights are. So
So it's the
Can I
time of
ask
the
a
day.
I would say it's a nighttime, but you know,
Yeah.
it could be as early as maybe 5 p.m. where
Okay.
I live would be dark
Oh, this
this
much
time of
dark
year.
at 5 p.m.
Yeah. And right now it's dark and it's 6:30 a.m. So yeah, let's go to the next slide.
Ma'am, I had a question.
Oh yes, of course.
Ma'am, like in that side, when the Christmas is there, so you may follow snow white layer around your house.
Sometimes we get snow where I live, not very much snow, maybe 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters, and then it melts right away. We don't very often have a lot of snow because
Ma'am,
we
because
live so
I
close
have
to.
heard like when there's so much snow near your house, na, so the like owners would do to clean up their this is sloping wala, like we say sloping house slides are there, roofs.
Right.
Sloping roofs are there so they can clean it easily in the Christmas days. And if they doesn't clean it, one day it will fall from front of their house.
If they
Yeah, it's
don't,
exactly right. And when the snow gets deep, Unetti, sometimes the roofs would collapse. So some places where my daughter lives in the mountains, there was so much snow last winter that the snow was heavy and the roofs collapsed. But they live in the high mountains, in very high mountains. So here's another one. So Sartak, would you like to read this?
I think therefore they have the shape of their houses are gables. They make in the
Yes.
gables. Yes.
Yes, totally.
Yes, ma'am. Jack Forrest came last night and painted the windows white. Jack Frost came last night really means.
So Jack Frost, what could Jack Frost, or what do you think that might be? Anybody want to make a guess? Sounds like a person came in the night and painted the windows white. Shall we see what it looks like?
It should be snow thing.
Let's see the next slide.
Yeah.
There you go. So when there's cold outside and humidity, the dew will freeze on the windows and sometimes make these beautiful patterns at the point of freezing. So most of us now have double pane windows, so this doesn't happen as much, but it can be very beautiful. And this you often would see on your car, this type of pattern. If you leave it out at night, even when it's 0 degrees, you would get this beautiful pattern of ice. You scrape it off before you can drive. So, okay, let's go look at the next slide. Good morning, Dash. And let's see. Dash, would you like to read this slide? We're doing idioms
Yes, ma'am.
today.
I met Anna at the store and she was as cold as ice to me. Cold as ice really means.
Does someone want to guess what that might really mean? This is an idiom. So it might not mean what it sounds like.
Ma'am, she must be calm and means calm and means her feelings must be calm.
Very
Okay.
polite.
Calm.
Calm, possibly. Yeah, good guess. Let's take a look at the next slide. It can be even farther. And Sartak, would you like to read what that means?
Yes, ma'am. Very cold or with emotions, unfriendly or mean.
So that carries it even farther than being calm. If you're cool, calm, collected, that means you're in a good spot and you're calm. But if someone is as cold as ice to you, they're shutting you out. They're not being friendly to you at all. So that's that idiom, cold as ice. Okay, let's go to the next slide. And Anati, would you like to read this?
Yes, ma'am. The news reported that a cold snap was coming. A cold snap really means.
Okay, now think of it. You're watching the news, maybe on television, and the reporter says a cold snap is coming. So what could that mean? I bet you can guess this one.
Ma'am, maybe snowfall or like a wind of high, very much cold.
It may be coming a snap, like we can say a breeze of very cold air, a wind.
Mhm. So if you snap your fingers, is that quick or slow?
Fast.
Quick.
Fast. Okay, let's see what a cold snap is. Okay. Let's do Sartak. What does the definition of a cold snap?
A sudden brief spell of cold weather.
Okay, there you go. You guys guessed it. Good. Let's go to the next slide. And Dutch, would you like to read that, please?
Yes, ma'am. I thought she really liked me, but the next day she gave me a cold shoulder. To give someone the cold shoulder really means.
What
I
does someone?
I think, ma'am, we can't like imagine what does
Ma'am,
it
I think give unexpected
ma'am,
answer or a shocking
unfriendliness, like
ignorance or
unfriendliness.
Unfriendliness, sir.
like-
What were you going to say?
like unexpected reply or it may be cold shoulder means when somebody is not giving you the expected what I can say or ignoring you.
Ignoring. Yeah. Okay, let's see what the definition is.
Ah,
Ignoring. Good.
yeah, ignore.
Like enough. Last time we were together, we saw the penguin giving the cold shoulder to his
Yes,
friend.
yes.
There's that hand sign again. Oh
This
dear.
man actually doesn't want to listen to her, and she's very sincerely talking to him.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny picture. Okay, let's take a look at the next slide. Okay, Santa, oops, I'm sorry. Let's see. Anati, can you read this one, please?
Yes, ma'am, sure. Santa comes in the dead of nights. In the dead of nights really means.
Who wants to
It
guess?
means. I think it means like it's very dark at the night, midnight.
Ma'am,
Midnight.
yes, ma'am. Maybe middle of the night.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's take a look at the next slide. Sartak, what does the definition of dead of night mean?
In the middle of the night when it's quiet and still.
Yeah, no one's seen Santa, but he comes in the middle of the night.
We see during
Yes.
the Christmas celebration in our school, we see sometimes two Santas come and throw the chocolates on the assembly.
Wow.
Yeah, we
Wow.
celebrate it. I told you before, we celebrate it very. I'll send you the video of that, like
That
of
would
our
be
assembly.
fun. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. My granddaughter that's 5 years old went to a Christmas party and there was a Santa there and she said, that wasn't the real Santa because I saw he had a beard under his white beard. And we laughed. And she said, Nana, how come there's more than one Santa? And I said, well, there's so many parties, Santa can't get to them. And I just made it up. I said, maybe there's 100 Santas. And she goes, oh, no, no. She's like 5 years old. Oh, no, I think there's 158.
And we
158.
show the whole story about the Bethlehem, how the Jesus Christ gone there, how he was born, and then his father was there, and how he was born. Like so all the story we show there.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because in the United States, we have a separation of church and state. And so if you're in a state school, chances are you would not hear the Bethlehem story at all because it's religious. And so people in our culture think about Santa more at Christmas, probably, unless you went to a private school, a religious school. So most of the celebrations, at least in my part of the United States, are very, we call secular. And they concentrate on Santa and children, and gifts are a big thing. So every region is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's nice. I'm glad you guys know about the holiday. Okay,
Yeah,
let's go to next.
we have a very secular environment in our school. Every religious special festivals we actually celebrate in our assembly.
Well, it's good to know, like you say, about all the different
Yeah.
cultures. I like that a lot. It's respectful, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, so in the United States, we say happy holidays a lot of times because we want to be respectful of other people's beliefs, but we don't spend enough time really knowing what the beliefs are. So I think it's nice to have that open mind and just learn about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next slide. And Dash, would you like to read that?
To get cold feet really means.
Sartak, do you want to guess what that might mean? Oh, let me put it in a
I
sentence
think
for you.
I think it is
Um,
about something scary or something to get cold feet.
So, like, yeah,
Something like
Frightening.
anxiety or nervousness.
anxiety. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry there's not a sentence there. Let's see if that's what it means. Sorry, Sartak. I thought there was more hints there. Does that sound good to you? Anxiety, worry?
Yes.
Should I see that?
Yeah, to get cold feet. Let's just look at the next slide. Oh, there we go. Sartak, would you read that one, please?
To become nervous about something or lose confidence.
So who would like to make up a sentence that uses the getting cold feet idiom? Someone like to try that?
Ma'am,
Sir?
ma'am,
Sure.
ma'am, if there is a sentence like John, John was cold feet without taking part, without something happening like. John was John was having a cold feet without taking part in something.
Mm-hmm. You bet. How about John was
Before
getting cold.
trying it,
What was that?
cold feet
Or maybe
without.
first time he
John
went
was
on the
getting
stage. First time he went on the stage, and then you can say he felt cold feet.
Exactly.
yes,
Yeah.
or without trying, John had a cold feet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Like before you try out for a play, you might think you're going to do it, but then you have to get up on the stage and try out, and you'd think, oh, I don't want to do that. Or, just different things that are something new. Sometimes you get cold feet. Sometimes people get cold feet before they go on a trip. They become nervous and decide to stay home. So there's a lot of things we can get cold feet about. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. Anati, can you read this, please?
The cats were climbing the Christmas tree. So I squirted water at them and it stopped them cold. What does it mean to stop cold really means?
Okay. Who would like to guess that?
To Ma'am, maybe to stop someone very, very suddenly or very immediately, because
Very immediately
Can
and
be.
suddenly. That sounds good to me. Let's go to the next slide and see if that's true. To stop suddenly. Wow, you nailed it. Good job. There I used the idiom. You nailed it. That means perfect. You got it. Hello, good to see Maitri here. And we are doing idioms today. So Maitri, welcome. Would you like to read the slide?
Yes, ma'am. We were having some misunderstandings, and my team left me out in the cold. To be out cold really means
Someone like to guess? Anati?
Ma'am, I think it means like to left her alone and she's just feeling to herself. She's just
or
to herself.
or
Or
they were not comfortable to take her and left them.
Yeah. Either way, it's a bit like the cold shoulder that we talked about earlier, isn't it?
Scared or frightened.
yes, ma'am.
someone ignoring the person.
Ignoring. Yeah, there's a good one. You're being ignored. Someone
Or
leaves you out in the cold. That's good. You
unconscious,
guys,
maybe. Unconscious.
Yeah.
yep. Okay, Sartak, would you read that, please?
To be excluded or left out of something.
Yeah, so it never feels good to be left out in the cold. All right, let's go to the next slide. And Dutch, would you like to read that?
Yes, ma'am. At the beginning of the year, the teacher organized activity to break the ice. Break the
Okay.
ice really means
Who wants to guess that one?
Break the ice. Can I try?
Yes.
Break the ice means
Um,
to begin the communication or to begin the
yeah.
conversation.
There you
So
go.
that everyone
Yeah, the
gets to
other.
know each other more
Yeah.
and are free to share everything.
Mm-hmm. When you're together. Oh, so in your school, my question for you is, do you stay in the same classroom with your other students and your teacher switches room, or do you go from room to room?
The teacher
Same.
switches the rooms. Yeah.
So here we all go from room to room. So you'll have a period that maybe lasts 60 minutes, sometimes 90 minutes, and then everybody goes out into the hall at the same time, and they pass each other in the hall and they go to the new room. So every 5 minutes, at least they get up and walk. I'm not every 5 minutes, excuse me, for 5 minutes. It can be a little bit noisy out in the halls if you can imagine that. So, but because you're with a different group of students every 7 times a day, it's a little bit harder to break the ice. I guess that's what I was saying. So let's look at the next slide.
Ma'am, can I try?
Yes, please.
start a conversation.
Ma'am, to remove tension.
Yep, to start a conversation or friendship. Yep. So, all right, let's go to the next slide. And Sartak, you can read the next one too.
Yes, ma'am. In the morning, we got up and the car was iced over. Iced over really means.
When someone do you want to guess what that might mean, Sartak?
Mm, Can I? Can I? Excuse me.
Is that okay if Anati says it? Sartak, is that okay with you?
Ice.
And Anati, you can go ahead.
Ma'am, to
Okay, I think it means there was a snowfall and the car got covered with an ice slab, we can say.
Okay. I want to
yeah, ma'am.
yeah,
I
Yeah.
will
Could
also
mean
agree with
it
her.
was snowed on.
it was snowed on. So there's two different things in our climate. One is snow, which is soft, easy to scrape off, or you can use your hand and your glove and just swish it off. But when ice comes, it's different than snow. We actually have ice storms here sometimes. And that is when the rain comes down out of the sky, instead of turning to snow, it becomes like an ice cube. And that's really hard to get off your car because you have to chip it off. So let's take a picture. I mean, go to the next slide because I put in a picture.
Oh, Bapre. What?
There we go. And that could easily happen. Notice there's not a lot of snow on the ground, but the car is covered in a bit of snow and ice.
Wow, ma'am.
Yeah,
Looks like it's firmly stuck to it.
it does, doesn't it?
Sajed sir, it looks like if we see in India, there is no snowfall as it is, but if it's looking like instead of snow, it would be mud, then it would look very bad.
Mhm.
Mud all
With
over.
the
Like
rain,
the
the mud would
cotton.
do that. Yes, sir.
Like the cotton. It's looking like somebody has stuck the cotton pieces.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Of course, if you were to go up into the Himalayas, you'd see this a lot too. Just
So,
Sometimes even
okay.
even
ma'am,
the glasses
I
are also breaking. Sometimes it does it happen? The glass,
Say
the
that again,
windshield.
please.
Sometimes the windshield or the glass of the vehicle also gets damaged. Are they broken?
I would say not, because when you scrape it, you use a plastic tool, not a metal tool.
Okay, okay.
And so you just go start at the top and just take your tool and go across. Then you go the next and you go across. And pretty soon the windshield is clear, and then you get inside your car and you turn on the heater,
Mhm.
and then the heat from the inside melts the
It will
rest of
melt.
it.
But
So
even
that helps.
sometimes it might leave the scratches on the body of the car. the color
It
and
just is water, and so chances are it won't leave scratches. More scratches maybe would come when it melts, if you had to drive through slush, which is muddy snow. Yeah, then if there's rocks in it, the rocks might scratch your car. But snow is just water, so
yeah.
once it melts, it just comes right off easily.
It
This
must
looks
be
cool.
satisfying to scrape it off.
Yes, exactly. I know it is. A lot of people want to put their cars indoors because they find it easier to, if it's indoors, it won't get the ice on it. So people kind of like to keep it indoors if they can in a garage. All right, let's go to the next slide. Matri, can you read that, please?
Yes, Mom. Her friend said, "Be careful when you talk to my brother about breaking his kite. You're really, wait,
Skating.
yeah, yeah, you're really skating on thin ice. On thin ice really means."
Think about that for a minute.
Ma'am, I think so. On thin ice is like when we step on thin ice, we could fall, so it is dangerous. So it could be
Or
on a dangerous
or
path.
maybe the brother that is talked about here will get angry easily.
Mm-hmm.
I
There you
think
go.
I think taking some risky job, skating on
Yeah.
thin ice.
Yes, sir. Sir, dangerous position of.
Jeopardizing your life or anything.
Yeah.
Something
So be
related to risk.
careful. Yeah. So maybe his brother loved his kite so much, and when you talk to him, he might lose his temper. Let's see what the answer says.
Be
Oh,
yeah, dangerous, yes.
Yeah,
risky or dangerous situation. Yeah.
dangerous, risky or dangerous situation.
Yeah. So let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, Sartak, would you like to read that?
Yes, ma'am. Let's enjoy the holidays because Christmas comes once in a blue moon. Christmas comes once in a blue moon, really.
You might have heard this saying, even if it's not Christmas, but
Yes,
just once
ma'am.
in a blue moon. That's
Yes, ma'am. We could easily find its meaning, ma'am. Ma'am,
okay.
it means that Christmas comes in a after so many days. We should enjoy it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Something that comes after a very long time or rarely.
Yes,
Okay,
very
nice.
often. Not very often.
Not very often. Nice. Okay, let's go look at the meaning. There you go. Exactly what you said. Look at you.
Yeah.
You guys are
He
figuring
nailed
these
it
idioms
again.
out.
He nailed
Very
it again.
well. Super. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is a funny one. Let's see, who's next? Dutch, would you like to read this one?
Yes, ma'am. Let's chow down this warm cookies before they get cold. Chow
So the-
down really means.
Okay, quick question. Remember that in the US, we call the little treats that we eat cookies. The British might call them biscuits.
Yeah.
So let's chow down these warm cookies before they get cold.
Maybe.
Chow down means eat up immediately, quickly.
Eat all of
Yes,
them up.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eat
To be
immediately.
eat immediately.
Eat immediately.
Ah,
or
Immediately.
Immediately.
Perfect. Let's go to the next slide.
Quickly, yeah.
Eat a
Yeah.
lot of food quickly. Yeah.
If you're hungry, you might chow down your food also. Just hardly even talk, just in. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next. Sartak, would you like to read that?
Yes, ma'am. Maybe you didn't like the gift you were given, but don't look a gift horse in mouth. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth really means.
Who would like to guess that one?
Maybe it would be like something we should not look. Don't look in the gift that there is something funny or pranking her or him.
Thank you. Anybody else would like to take a guess too?
Maybe don't expect more.
Ooh, maybe, yeah. How about looking at the definition?
Maybe beyond expectation, like opposite of expected things.
Yeah, this is actually one that that very often a older person will tell a younger person because younger people have lots of expectations, like Sir said. So can you show the next slide, please? Okay, Sartak, can you read what that means?
Find fault with or complain about something that was given as a gift.
Yeah. Oh, another way of saying it is, what do you want for nothing? You know, you didn't buy it, someone gave it to you, so don't complain about it. That's a good one. All right, something we all have to learn, right? Let's go to the next slide. All right, let's see. Anati, would you like to read this?
Sure, ma'am. Well, it's getting late. I think I'm going to hit the sack.
Hit the sack.
Hit the sack really means
To sleep.
Sleeping.
Yeah. After getting exhausted, even you want to
To
sleep.
go to bed.
Yeah, go to
Hit the
bed.
sack.
Yes,
Yeah.
to go to bed.
to be tired,
Awesome.
and yes, we are feeling very lazy and we are going to bed.
Hit the sack. Okay, let's go to the next slide.
Go to
Go
bed.
to
also.
bed or
Yeah.
sleep,
Yeah.
especially when you're exhausted. Oh,
Yes.
you're going to hit the sack. Good. This one, I would say people use that quite a bit. Let's go to the next slide. Maitri, would you like to read this one?
Yes, ma'am. The icing on the cake was when we all opened presents after dinner. The icing on the cake really means.
What do you think?
I think the best part of something.
The best part, nicely.
Ma'am, something that makes a good situation more better.
Even better. Okay, best part, even better.
It's like the cherry on the top.
Okay, let's see what the next slide says. There you go. Look,
Wow.
Yeah.
just exactly what you said. Good job. I'm very impressed. Good job with the idioms today. Let's do the next slide. Okay, Dutch, would you like to read that? This would be more an adult would be saying this, probably. Should we have Sir read this one instead?
You want me to read, ma'am?
Yeah, would you, please?
When we visited our boss and his wife, they really wined and dined us. I think to wine and dine really means to receive someone enthusiastically or warmly.
Welcome someone warmly.
Welcome someone with
Yeah.
much excitement.
Make them feel comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see what
Or
the
they treated us nicely.
treat us nicely. There you go. Let's go to the next slide.
Yeah, to entertain someone or dine and drink. Yeah.
So it has more of a connotation in the US of bringing out your best food and bringing out your best drinks. Just, you're like, wow, what a feast, basically. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next. And let's see, Sartak, can you read that?
Yes, ma'am. To give someone on a silver platter really means.
From the top.
Yes.
She
has never worked a day in her life. She was always given things on a silver platter.
Hey, what on a silver platter? What do you think that could really mean?
To give someone like without the hard work, it's like a golden spoon in the mouth.
Favoring someone.
Oh,
Somewhat like
very well done. They were born with a golden spoon in their mouth. Nice.
Favoring someone without any means asking them not to put any effort, giving without any effort.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Okay, let's go to the next slide.
To allow someone,
And
yeah.
okay, Anati, can you read that, please?
Okay, sure, ma'am. To allow someone to get something very easily without working hard for it.
Yes.
Mhm. Yes, absolutely. Hard
Yeah.
work pays off, even if it's when you're studying, because you're students. So your school is your work. But I suppose, let's go to the next slide.
We have less than a minute. Huh?
Oh, we have less. It's a quick slide. Okay. Let's see. Matri, can you read this one?
Yes.